Does someone need to want to change? To change.
Yes, I think they need to want to change. And a lot of people want to change and don't know how or in what way. And so what I think the JPA contributes is a revelation about what's happening now. What are the things that they believe that they can change, and what are the things they're going to get help in changing? Because sometimes we beat ourselves up because we feel helpless. We don't believe anybody cares. We don't even know how to talk about what's bothering us in the circumstance. And so the thing that I find to be most valuable about the JPA and its results is that it facilitates conversation, man. It allows us to talk about stuff that we haven't been able to put into words. And it's amazing the number of ahas I get when I'm interpreting the results. And I've had people ask me, how can you reveal that about me with those dumb questions on that assessment? And there's no magic in the process. I'm just telling them through the conversation what they told me through their responses to the statements and adjectives in the assessment. And so once they realize that, oh, okay, now I understand the source of my pain, then they're usually encouraged to take the next step, because in my work, like I said earlier, I am trying to help them answer the three questions. What is happening now? That's what the JPA reveals. So what? Through conversation and unpacking the results, what are the implications of this result for me and my prospects? Sometimes they say, man, I'm smoking. I just better not mess this up. I better not do something. Now I know why I feel so good about this experience. I won't accidentally do something that's going to make it worse for me. If it's a bad circumstance, oh, now I know why at the end of the day I feel so bad going home. These are the things I can consider doing to conserve some energy at work. And then they are encouraged that now I know I can do something about it. And then so that now what becomes, okay, what are the obstacles I'm likely to face in trying to do something different next week than I did last week? And so that one of the last worksheets I give my clients is, what's the circumstance? What are the barriers? What's the evidence? Okay? What has or has not happened in this place that makes this so for you? Okay? What one, two, or three things would you like to consider doing to improve your lot? And finally, what obstacles are you likely to face in trying to do something different next week than you did last week? Because people want you to come back to work, sit down, shut up, and keep doing what you've always done. They don't want you to be changing. So you're going to find some obstacles. So I ask them to be honest with themselves about who is likely to get in the way of them improving their lot. And so when they go away, they at least have thought about and written down some options for next steps. Now, rarely do I follow up with them a few months later. What I ask them to do is get accountability partners. In the room, you all have a shared experience here. Hook up with somebody. Share with them what you say you're going to do. And then have them give you a call or send you an email in a week or two, see if you've kept your word. So the commitments that we make to ourselves, we are very eager to forgive ourselves for not honoring. But if I make a commitment to you, you can take it to the bank, because I don't want to disappoint you. So if I say I'm going to do this by this date, I'm going to try to get it done. If I tell myself, hey, John, you need to do this by this date, I keep making excuses for myself. Oh, I didn't get around to it. Okay, I'll be good next week and whatever. And so I think that giving people an opportunity to hook up with each other, because oftentimes we need a lot of support to affect change, especially in the organizational sense. And some changes, like systemic changes, changes that are revealed to be necessary to be made through the environment part of the JPA, no individual can make those changes, because organizational systems have inertia, and it takes a lot of force to change the direction of a way an organization works. So I tell them, engage your friends, your colleagues, and create some force for this change, because you can't do it by yourself. So come up with enough support for the change you think are necessary that you can at least promote this change to those who have the authority to make or help you make the change. And so you sometimes have to ask for permission, sometimes you have to ask forgiveness. But certainly if you see a part of the way things are done in the organization as being contrary to what would be supportive to you, you have an obligation to at least advance the idea that changing this part of the way we do business would help me and support me in meeting the challenges I face and getting the work done day to day. But I think change is inevitable. That's one thing that's constant. And I think it's scary because even if our circumstance is bad, we've learned how to cope. And so change might be scary because we might not want to look around that corner because we might not like what we see. So we just use our coping skills to survive the current circumstance. What I'm suggesting is we can do better, but we have to be somewhat strategic in doing that better. And so what I try to do is show my clients a way forward and help them get the support they need to affect the changes that will be beneficial to them, and probably a lot more folks who haven't articulated the fact that they're in pain because they haven't had a language with which to articulate it.